And he's not stupid. He's not like he's going to bless them with things that aren't proper, that they don't need. He's going to bless them in the way that's proper, with love. And he's going to attract them with that love, and let them know that, comforting them and encouraging them to come over to the right side, so to see if we are self-deceived, and a lot of people are. It's easy to be deceived. It doesn't mean they're stupid. Very intelligent people can be deceived. It doesn't mean we're bad. I mean, we're all sinners. Jesus said we're born sinners, and it seems to me that instinct is there from a very young age, to be this carnal mindedness. And there's some detachment that we go through. And who hasn't struggled with what they believe to be sin? I mean, sin is basically doing things that deep down inside us we really don't want to do. And in all honesty, we need to confess it. That's the whole idea. And it's written that God's grace is sufficient. So it doesn't matter what your sin is. Okay, if you've killed people. I mean, look at all the women that live with abortions. God owns the soul. He can give us new bodies at the drop of a hat. Murder is forgivable. His grace is sufficient for us. I don't want to be a murderer. I don't want to hurt anybody accidentally, much less on purpose. I don't even want to hurt their feelings. But if it happens, it happens. If in self-defense of somebody else, I've got to go in and hurt somebody, kill somebody. I mean, I want God to be there and witness it and to be able to forgive me. I want his grace to be poured out on me. If it has to happen, it happens to people, that they kill people in war. And, cops that had to kill people. I mean, criminals that have killed people because of economic desperation, financial desperation. I mean, these are terrible things, but they're realities. All the terrible things that go on in this world, all the drunk driving, the people that are distracted driving, they've hit and killed pedestrians, bicyclists, gotten in car accidents where people have gotten hurt and killed. There's a lot of stuff that we need God's grace for, to be forgiven. And it's there for all of us. And he understands us far better than we can ever understand ourselves. So we've got to turn to God with contrition and humility and just lay it out there and say, God, give me the strength to get through another day. Don't lean on your own power. This, what do they call it? Self-will. It'll never work. We're always going to fall on our face. It's the way God built it. He said, you know what? Once we fell and that sin entered us, it's only by his hand that it can be removed. It's written that in our weaknesses, his strength is perfected. I don't understand every facet of the way the mind of God operates, but I do understand some things. And I know that God operates in ways that you've really got to seek. That's why it says ask, seek, and knock. You've got to persevere. You've got to really make a deliberate effort to find it, because these are jewels and gems. These are good things that are available to every one of us, all of us, because he loves us all the same. A loving and pure and righteous God does not play favorites. And this is the mind he wants to share with us. That's this whole idea of loving your enemy. You've got to get it. If you love those that already love you, Jesus said, what credit is that to you? Who cares? They already love you. They're family. They're going to love you to the grave. Your parents are going to love you. Your children are going to love you, parents. And, your friends are going to love you. A lot of them will die for you. I'd be happy to take a bullet for a lot of people that I think are more important to, humanity's progress than me, because I know I've got a small voice. So, the idea of being a martyr for others, I'm ready to stick my neck out. I'm 55 years old. And I'm ready to stick my neck out there because I love people that much. That, if God says, it's time. And don't worry, you can trust me, you're safe in my hands, that's okay. But I really want to be happy, and, speaking out on these videos helps make me happy. And whatever forum you have, go ahead and speak out. Say what you have to say while there's daylight, so to speak. And, I really love people. I really do. That's where the bottom line is, that, I love myself. I don't always like myself. And sometimes, I feel like, I hate myself sometimes. And, it goes back to what King Solomon said. It seems like whenever I lack self-control, whenever, I want to separate, I want to, it's like cutting your wrist or something. Whenever I feel rebellious, Whenever, it's a self-destructive tendency. It's an escapist tendency that we have. This is what is conjured up in this world with this miasma that all the people that are awake have seen grown. This a sense of impending doom, or something bad's going to happen. It's because of this unsound currency. The God of this world is unsound, and his method of operation is unsound. And he's a killer, and he's killing people right now. And if you think that this is a joke, it's not. Okay, this is very serious business. Okay, these people kill with this economic oppression. Austerity kills. Understand that. It's murderous. When there's plenty of food on this planet, and it can be transported anywhere on the face of this earth in a matter of hours, okay, you think that's not criminal? These people are genocidal, criminal maniacs at the top. Just understand that. And I'm surprised we got to this point, when I started about bananas, but really, if they destroy our food supply, and we do have famine in the land, if they screw up the weather, here in California, Northern California, we've got practically record-breaking drought, okay, and it might end up being record-breaking because we've had very little rain in the last 6 weeks, and that's very unusual. Here in Chico, California, we're about 30% of normal. Up northern further, they're even less. They're at about 25%. So it's getting ridiculous, and a lot of people are alarmed. I'm not particularly alarmed because, I'm trusting in God, and I believe that, we in Northern California, we're certainly not going to die of thirst. And in Southern California, hell, San Diego's turning sewer water. I mean, you could drink it. I wouldn't recommend it. I would definitely get at least reverse osmosis water, definitely filter it. But nevertheless, the point is that, these people could really be screwing things up. And there's a passage in Scripture that's written that those that destroy the earth, the Lord will ultimately destroy them. So keep your chin up, all you decent, upright, all you that hunger and thirst for righteousness. You know what? You're going to be filled. And take heart in knowing that. Undoubtedly, we've got the military waking up, and this is so critical to have this. We've got law enforcement waking up, very critical to understand this. Because these poor guys, can you imagine being a cop? And a lot of decent guys, they're protectors. I could see being a cop. Some of my favorite shows are cop shows. I mean, I could go on all day with them, but, I love the guys that played in Adam 12, from the 70s. And, I could see being a cop, but I sure want this thing, I put my foot down and say, I am not evicting anybody who's had their home stolen by these, these liar loan. These lenders knew what they were doing. They knew they would blow out the pipes of the economy. They didn't care because they trusted their masters, and their master told, don't worry, you're insured. Do whatever you want, okay? I know this from the horse's mouth. I've sat down with a bank manager who told me that's what happened, okay, is that this market has been sorely manipulated every which way from Sunday. The appraisers don't give a crap about reality, okay, and the manipulators come into your town. They'll pay twice the going rate for a house, and then the real estate agents are involved. They're all in collusion. The government agencies want to jump up the prices because they get a bigger tax base. Do you understand how this works? How they're all colluding together, these politicians and the bankers, okay? And then all the little minions that go along with it because they're benefiting. At least they're tempted. Even the innocent little homeowner is tempted to go, hey, man, it benefits me. I mean, I don't know why you're crying. People invested in the stock market through their 401ks. They're going to be tempted to say, hey, it's all okay. It's all good that they, keep doing these quantitative easing and, endless money printing and, greater and greater debt, but they don't tell you who's paying for it. Okay, people are paying for it literally with the ultimates. They're dying out in the cold. That is the people, but it's good through attrition. They're going to run out. So of course they're moving up to the middle class. Once they destroy the working class, and then you've just got the survivor class down there that says, damn it, I'm going to survive. I know I'm important, and I'm going to live, and my family's going to survive. Okay, I'm going to take care of them. Whatever it takes, we'll all live in one little travel trailer if we have to. But we're going to survive. Okay, and that's the spirit we need. And yes, it's going to move up the ladder. They've got, once they devour the poorest, and those that say, you know what, I'm out of here. This place got too miserable. All you people suck. I'm not playing your money-based reality game. And this is why I love the homeless and the downtrodden. I see Jesus in these people. I see neglecting their needs as a crime, the greatest crime of all. It's like neglecting Jesus. And neglecting what God really wants us to do is to care about each other. How do you love each other without caring about each other? And not some others, not just people in your circles, but others, those you don't know, those strangers, they're still your